HarperCollins presents Hooked on You by Ada Barumé, read by Jessica Alade and Oliver Lidert. To the voice in your head that told you weren't good enough, kindly shut up. Chapter 1. Or. Noumea, New Caledonia. Or wasn't sure she was going to make it. Her footing was no less affected by the sway of the waves than her stomach was, and what had seemed a simple journey to the railings now felt an impossible feat. She brought her hand to her mouth and stumbled on. As she vomited down the side of the boat, her mind cleared enough for her to register the footsteps approaching. "What are you doing out here? Vicky is waiting for you inside, and you need to get into your uniform ASAP." His voice was stern, low and gravelly. She'd lived in New York long enough now to detect a southern twang, though she couldn't narrow it down any further than that. She could tell he was black, as she usually could. She armed herself with her brightest smile and turned around ready to explain herself. She was painfully aware that she must look like shit. To make matters worse, she found herself taken aback by how handsome the face looking back at her was. Still, he was the first to drop his gaze. "I'm not," she started, just as another wave hit her, and she returned to her agonizingly inelegant position, hunched over the railings. "Just what we need," she heard him mutter under his breath, which she felt was a little unfair. She threw up again, wondering what could possibly be left in her stomach. When the retching subsided, she turned back, wiping her mouth and smiling apologetically. The pretty man in the white uniform did not return it, and all wondered how bad she must look to have lost her touch. Most men could be relied upon to smile back at her. "I'm sorry, I was just waiting for—" she started, but he held up his hand to cut her off. "There's no point spouting excuses. Let's get you to Vicky. She'll know what to do with you." Orr was taken aback, humbled even. The man turned on his heel and walked off briskly. "Follow me," he called over his shoulder, without slowing down. Orr scurried after him. "I'm Captain Wilson's, but you'll be answering to the first stewardess." Orr tried to interject and explain, but she was trotting along to keep up, and every time she opened her mouth, she faced the peril of something other than words spilling out. Finally, he stopped, so suddenly that Orr walked into him. They were standing outside a nondescript cream door, far too close to each other. He seemed to come to the realization at the exact same moment, stepping away and looking down awkwardly. "This is the mess," he mumbled. "You can meet the rest of the crew." "I'm not—" Orr felt as though the room was swaying. As her vision blurred, she knew there was nothing she could do to stop what was about to happen. It splashed across his highly polished shoes, onto the floor and a little up the walls. Orr was doubled over, and glad for it. She suspected she would never be able to look the man in his rather beautiful face ever again. Just then, the door swung open. Orr could only imagine what Vicky's first thought might be on finding the captain splattered with vomit and the errant reporter heaving onto the cream carpet. To her credit, Vicky seemed undaunted. She calmly ushered Orr through the door, leaving the captain out in the corridor. "Drink this." Vicky sat Orr down at a large table in the middle of the room and handed her a glass of cloudy-looking water. Orr eyed it suspiciously. "It's just rehydration salts, dear. I'm not trying to poison you," Vicky said dryly. She spoke with a slight accent, which Orr couldn't place. As she drank, Vicky got out a walkie-talkie. "I have the journalist with me in the mess. She's—" Vicky unashamedly eyed Orr from head to toe. "Looking a little worse for wear," she finished diplomatically. The response was so muffled, Orr could barely make it out. Something quarters. Something dinner. "Copy that," Vicky said flatly, clipping the radio back onto her belt. Reading Orr's look of confusion,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?